Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So as I've been saying all week, this is baby week on my channel. I really hope you're enjoying it so far and you found the videos helpful. I just want to say from the feedback I've had from the last few days, thank you so much. I'm so pleased that you guys are enjoying it. Today's video is going to be a little bit of an update on Elliot. As you can see, I've got him with me here. And also I wanted to do a baby Q&A because I realised that although I'm obsessed with every little thing that he's doing, you guys might not be quite as interested, although I hope you are interested in seeing how he's doing because I know so many of you have followed our journey right from the beginning, but also I wanted to answer some of the questions. I'm just going to go and clean that up and I'll be right back. You poor baby. It's not nice, is it, to feel sick? You're smiling now. Is it funny? Okay, take two. He's all changed. I've got a bit of sick down my arm, but we're just going to go with it. So Elliot is now 10 weeks and he was weighed when he was about 8 or 9 weeks and I think he was nearly 13 pounds. So now, by now he's probably definitely doubled his birth weight, which was £6.13, and he is just a really big baby. His brother weighed £6.8 when he was born, so only 5 ounces less, which is literally nothing, and he was such a tiny little thing. I can't get used to having a big baby. Archie was always in like newborn clothes and 0 to 3 month clothes. Even after 3 months they were quite big on him, and he's already in 3 to 6 month clothes. I mean, this one is actually 0 to 3, but yeah, we've just started putting him in 3 to 6 months because everything's getting too small for him. He has just been a little dream to have around. We struggled quite a lot in the first few weeks with, I'm not sure if it was reflux or a bit of colic, or I'm not exactly sure, because luckily it did go fairly quickly, but he really struggled in the first few weeks and he was always making a sort of grunting sound, which seems to have completely stopped now, so we've been really lucky that it didn't last too long. Feeding wise, he is breastfed. I'm going to speak more about it in a separate video because I've had lots of questions, which I'll answer a few later on in this video, but it's a very emotive subject, so I'm a bit unsure about talking about it that much right now or what I'm going to say. But he is breastfed and it's going really well for us at the moment. Oh dear. It's going really well for us at the moment. I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. I'm just taking it kind of week by week and month by month. At first I just wanted to do it for a couple of days and see if I could even manage that, and then it turned into a week, that turned into a month, and now my goal is 3 months, but he's not even, you know, a month off that, so hopefully after 3 months we'll be able to carry on. And it's just, yeah, it's working out at the moment, so I'll do it for as long as it works for us both. So sleeping, he is currently waking up once in the night for a feed, and it's quite hard to get into a proper routine because this varies every single night. There's no pattern to the night feed. It can be 12 o'clock, it can be 2, it can be 4, he can get all the way around till 5. Sometimes he's even got round till 6, half 6. So he has had a few nights of sleeping all the way through. But bedtime is going really well. We've got him in the same routine as his brother, which I'm thinking of doing a video on, a bedtime routine with a baby and a toddler and a baby. Archie's in bed by 7. I start feeding Elliot straight after. He's usually asleep by 8. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get him in the snooze pod. He gets out again and then back in again, but he's usually down by 8, 8:15, and then that's the last I hear from him till sometime in the night, and then he will usually wake up regardless at about 6 or 6:30. But so does your brother, so you know, I'm kind of used to that anyway. There's not really much I can do about that right now. Oh, he's very dribbly as well. Very dribbly. Just a couple more things about him. He's just got such a funny little character. I'm really starting to see more of his personality now. As I've said before, he has a little grumpiest resting face, and so do I, so he kind of takes after me. But when he smiles, look, I think he wants to be fed. But when he smiles, he is the cutest little thing. Who's handsome? Who's handsome? Is it you? Who's handsome? Are you handsome? Yeah. well, not the biggest of smiles right now, but he does the biggest smiles, and he's just starting to laugh a little bit as well, which is so cute. He is, you know, starting to reach out and grab things and take a bit more interest in toys, wanting to look at them and touch them, and he has just fitted into our family perfectly. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's like he's never not been here. His big brother adores him and he's so good with him, and he loves his brother as well. He's always following him around the room. Archie's running around the room like a whirlwind and his eyes are just darting from side to side. He loves watching his big brother, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to be together as he gets a little bit older. So yeah, that's my update on him. I've probably missed out loads, so if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. But I'm going to get into my Q&A now, and hopefully I will answer some of your questions that you guys have been asking over on Instagram and messaging me about. So yeah, here we go. So Elliot's gone downstairs. Ricky's trying to get him to sleep, bless him. So I'm going to quickly answer your Q&A questions. The first question is, how did you decide to have a second baby? So we always knew we wanted a sibling or siblings for Archie. So around Archie's second birthday, we decided to start trying again, and this was last August. We always wanted to have like a 2 or 3 year age gap, and there is a 2 year and 9 month age gap between Archie and Elliot. Basically, we were really lucky, and I got pregnant straight away. So straight after our wedding in August and Archie's birthday, I got pregnant. So that is why there is 2 years and 9 months between them. And we just knew it was the right sort of time. Obviously it happened a bit sooner than we thought it would. We thought it would take a few months, but it didn't, and we're just so grateful that we have them both. I really like the age gap between them, and I'm just so happy that he's here and part of our family. Next question is, did you find it easy to adapt to life with a new baby? So I'm not sure if this means before I had children at all, or from going from having a toddler to a toddler and a baby, but what I would say is yes. I think anyone that, you know, starts a family and goes from having no children to a tiny baby to look after is going to be a massive learning curve, and it is a completely life-altering experience, and your life will never be the same again, but it's just different in a good way. You're not going to have the carefree days that you had before, and you're not going to have as much time to yourself, but you just adapt to it and it becomes your normal life, and you don't remember how it ever was before. And going from having a toddler to having a toddler and a newborn, definitely in the first few weeks we really did struggle. It's hard work, I'm not gonna lie, but as the weeks go past you kind of get into a bit more of a routine, and again it feels like it's always been this way. The next question is, what would Archie have been called if he was a girl, and the same for Elliot? So back when I was pregnant with Archie, before we found out that he was a little boy, I think the girls' names that we liked, if I remember rightly, were Maisie and Poppy. We really loved those two names. He has a little friend called Poppy now, so we would never use that name in the future, but I do love the name Maisie and I love the name Poppy. And for Elliot, I kind of just knew he was a boy very early on, so I didn't really think of that many girls' names, but a name that I've always loved is Elodie, and it's kind of similar to Elliot. So thinking about it now, if I ever did have a girl, I probably couldn't have an Elodie, because Archie, Elliot and Elodie, that's a bit confusing. But anyway, I love the name Elodie, I think it's beautiful. So Maisie, Poppy, Elodie, pretty names like that, I think. The next question is, as someone that has suffered with health anxiety, how did you deal with pregnancy and birth? And if you'd be interested, I don't know if it's that relevant, so let me know in the comments below. I might do a whole video on this, but it's definitely something that I've struggled with. I'm not sure how to condense this down into a quick answer, but yes, more so during birth, because all sorts of things run through my head of all of the things that could go wrong, and I think I drove my midwife crazy this time, asking her, is that normal, is this normal, is that normal, like every 5 seconds. But it has been something that has affected me in lots of ways. Pregnancy, yes, as well, if there was ever anything that kind of went wrong, but in some ways it also helped, because if I ever got any weird like feelings, like I felt a bit dizzy or something like that, I would put it down to being pregnant rather than there being something terribly wrong with me, if that makes sense. So in a lot of ways it kind of helped as well, but I might just leave that for another video. I don't know if people would be interested in that, but yeah. is labour as bad as they say? That's such a hard question to answer, and I'm always torn between being like brutally honest and scaring people that are mums to be and, you know, want babies in the future. And also, like, I don't want to sugarcoat it and, you know, make it sound like, oh, it's amazing, and then if you have a bad experience, you'll look back and think, oh, why did she say it was easy, you know, and you'll feel like you maybe did something wrong. So I always try and like get the balance right. But birth is painful. It is the most painful thing I've ever experienced, but I did it twice with no pain relief. That is not me bragging, that's just because it happened so quick. Trust me, if it went on for a long time, I would have had all the pain relief I could have got. But if I can do it without pain relief, what I'm trying to say is, so can you. It's a really weird pain to describe, but it's just, your body takes over and you just do it. And I've had 2 really positive labour experiences, so I can only say that after the first time I said I would do it again, and after this time I would potentially one day in the future do it again. It's the most amazing experience when you're looking back on it, but during it, yes, it is painful. Next question is, can you ever be ready or prepared to have children? And I honestly think that no, you can't. Whether you're a young mum or an older mum, you're never prepared. It's just something that you won't understand until you have a child yourself, and then it's like a whole new level of, wow, I've got to get used to this and get my head around this. And like I was saying earlier, I don't want to go over, like, repeat myself, but you do just get used to it. So don't ever feel like now's not the right time, I'm not prepared enough. If you, in the back of your head, do feel ready to have children, maybe you're at the right stage in your life to have a family, but you just are scared, don't ever feel like you're not prepared, because you might never feel like, right, I'm 100% ready. There'll always be something that you kind of miss about your single life and your carefree days, but a lot of that is outweighed by how amazing having babies and having children is. So the last question that I'm going to answer is, how are you finding breastfeeding in public? And to answer that question, I am still chickening out a little bit. I find it quite awkward, especially because Elliot's quite like a wriggly baby, and as you've seen, a big baby, so even under like a muslin or a cloth or like discreetly hidden in some way, it's very hard for me to, I'm like doing all this, to latch him on. So at the moment what I'm doing is expressing milk and then feeding him with a bottle out in public, and I'm hoping to get a little bit more confident eventually. Obviously if there's a private place then I'll do it there, but if we're in like a very public place, maybe a restaurant or something, I'm still feeling a bit unsure, so anyone's tips are very welcome on that. But in some ways it's good as well, because it's got him and it's getting him used to taking milk from a bottle, which I need him to be able to do if I ever have to go, you know, off to work for the day or be in London for the day or something, and I physically can't take him with me if I've got meetings and stuff. So yeah, I feel like getting him used to a bottle is quite a good thing in some ways as well, so I use that to get him used to it, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that has answered some of your more popular questions, but if you do have any more then please ask them in the comments below. I just wanted to quickly say, as I'm kind of coming to the end of the week of baby videos, if you have any more requests then please let me know. Obviously within my normal content, lots of them are baby, toddler, family related videos, so I'd love some more ideas of videos that you would like to see, so please let me know. As always, I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and you're liking this week of baby and newborn videos so far. Please subscribe if you're not already. The button is down here, and I think down here is the notification one. I never know what side it's on, but please click it for more of my baby videos, and you'll be notified when they go up. And I will see you tomorrow for my last baby video of the week. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye!